So, Braden, back to post-production. And there's so much I want to talk about, so we're going to have to keep things moving. But,
sure.
You said you have a willingness to share the process, and it's a long process. What's the first thing you do when the film is in the can? Where do you start?
Like when you're done shooting?
Yeah. When you begin this post-production
oh my gosh,
epic.
I think honestly, I'll say you got to start before that. You got to kind of understand where you're at while shooting. And I cut my own work. I always cut my own work. And especially with Vincent, Ethan and I both cut it. But you have to think about where this edit is going. Every second you're shooting, because post-production, it's not like I'll say, oh, it's the most important part. It's the only part of filmmaking that truly, truly deserves attention. What I mean to say is you really got to focus on post, because if you're shooting and you don't understand where this is going, what you're shooting for, I don't know. It's so hard to get things going if you don't understand what editing does, because I'm not even exaggerating. If post doesn't go anywhere, the movie doesn't go anywhere, because then it doesn't get finished. And so Ethan and I have always been so adamant that you just have to understand how things cut together, what clicks. Because I think you end up as a director shooting, and I can attest to this, shooting way too much. And then you get to the edit with the case of our feature film, our first cut ran at 2 hours and 41 minutes. And that's long. That's a Christopher Nolan movie. And we were supposed to have a short, a 90 minutes first feature type situation. Eventually we got it down by 50 minutes or so, 50. But then it was that's 8 production days that we didn't put in the film. That's 8 production days that we paid for. Right. And obviously you're going to have stuff that you cut that you don't realize until later. But I think as directors and as storytellers, being concise is the absolute most important thing before you even get to a computer. Learning how to, shoot for the edit, I think, is so important.